Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone has been blessed and well and had a good weekend and a good Monday and now Tuesday. What are you telling me, Jalil? How you, bro?
Good man, good. It's good to be back, man. I feel like I ain't been here. Probably people thinking I got kicked off the show or something. Now, for chatting all that shit now. No, we're all good, man. Good to be back. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. I think so. It should be good, man.
Yeah, definitely a lot to talk about. Obviously, first thing first, people smash the likes on entry, subscribe to RBT and all that. And yeah, keep showing us love, people. We appreciate it as always. So yeah, man, Jeff and Rash will be here shortly too. So big them up. They should be here in a sec. But yeah, let's get started, man. Obviously, like Jalil said, there's a lot to talk about today, and it's all centered around one game, and that's the World Cup final. 2 days ago on Sunday, Argentina beating France on penalties, 3-3. For the first 80 minutes, Argentina bossed it. France were terrible. It was one of the easiest finals you'd ever seen for about 80 minutes. It was literally no contest. France had, I think, one shot in the first 80 minutes, which was crazy. And then the game just absolutely burst into life when I think it was Big Up Jeff in the building.
Yes, Jeff.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, the game burst into life when I think it was Colomani he was kind of in on goal, but he wasn't really. And Otamendi's clueless gene kicked in and just needlessly took him out. Mbappe made it, and then after that, 2 minutes later, bad volley, 2-2. You go into extra time. Extra time is back and forth chances both ends, especially for Argentina. Lautaro could have scored a couple. And then obviously Messi gets his goal, his second goal of the game, 3-2. France get another pen, and Mbappe scores a hat trick. And then obviously last minute of extra time, Colomani had that one-on-one. That Martinez, that was actually a mad save. I thought that was a great save. And then I think once it went to pens, I knew Argentina had won because Martinez always guesses right at penalties. Always guesses right. Even if you look at his in the Premier League previous shootouts he's had for Argentina, he always guesses right. So so Argentina won. Messi got his World Cup at the age of 35 years old. The only trophy he's now won every single trophy you can win.
Crazy.
And as you can imagine, afterwards, all the talk was simply, is the debate over? Is the GOAT debate now officially like done and dusted, where you can't even have that debate anymore? Jalil, man, talk to me. What do you think about that, man? Is the GOAT debate now slam dunk, where there is no debate? Messi is the GOAT, pure and simple.
Yeah, I think the debate should have been had a while back, to be fair, because we've had years of this, and if we're gonna still debate them at this level, what is it, 37, 35? It's kind of pointless because one, your legs you're not as good as you used to be. I think you should be debated as the best in your prime, in my opinion. And luckily with Messi and Ronaldo, both of their primes lasted more than 10 years. And you can't really say that about a lot of different players. Like you might see someone come out and do the business for about 4 years sharp, and we can say, yeah, you're world class, but that's 4 years in their prime. I think a prime lasts between 4 to 7 years. We can debate that, I think. But with Messi and Ronaldo, they've been top of the table for 10 plus years. So the debate should have been had by then, to be fair. But if anything, if you do want to continue debate and look at, recently how teams play, you had Ronaldo playing with Portugal and that, and for being real, got a couple of goals in that, but he didn't look the guy. Bro. There had to be a 21-year-old to come and get a hat trick in one game. I guess it's been the same thing that a lot of people's been talking about in terms of Ronaldo. Is United plays better without you, because with Ronaldo on the pitch, don't get me wrong, his presence being there, you kind of get a lot of defenders shook, goalkeepers scared. Don't let him shoot, and that. But when it's off the pitch, there's a bit more fluidity. Now, you can't really say that for Messi, if we're being honest, in terms of not just Argentina, because he's been right in the middle of the whole shebang. You get what I'm saying? Like, seeing Messi play and still turning guys and then bring them back outside and making them drop and then cutting into the box. that's the kind of stuff we live for, ain't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just amazing. It's amazing. But even with that PSG, I know there was one time when Ronaldo, I think it was last season, Ronaldo got a lot of goals, and then Messi got a certain amount of goals, and they're like, oh, Ronaldo's the best. See, and I was like, the debate should have been had then. And now that this has happened, all the fans are probably hiding on the rock or something. But I don't think they should, man, because yes, there's this debate now that Ronaldo hasn't won a World Cup, and all the greats have. Ronaldo's still one of the greats, bro. Like, I test stats. His name itself is worth millions. Well, he is still a GOAT. Do you know what I'm saying? So that takes nothing away from him. The battle we've seen with Ronaldo and Messi through their whole career has been amazing, to say the least. So, yeah, Messi's always been the GOAT, man. To see him lift the title as well. But, yeah, I got to say, that's one of the best finals I've seen. Probably. Yeah. You know what? I remember the talk with it being held this close to Christmas in the winter. I remember the talk of the country itself. Everyone's like, oh, man, it's gonna be right. And we spoke about it before it come on, you know. Rash said what you had to say, Jeff said what you had to say, John had to say. You said what you had to say. And I remember I said, oh, fuck it. It doesn't matter. It's still going to be a World Cup. Is it not the best players going to be there? Is it not the best teams? Did it not work hard together? Let's enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? Let's not debate about where it's been had. And no one, I remember all the group chats, not one person said this is shit. This has been underdogs taking over, the big giants getting knocked out. How is Belgium, Germany, and Spain, these teams not making it this far? I don't know. You know, I said England as well. How is England getting knocked out so early? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's telling you something. It's saying to you that this has been a tournament in itself. You've broken a record for African countries with Morocco getting this far. Come on, man. We're still seeing Modric doing the minutes. There's so much positivity to come out of this. And in a final, where you've got 2 goals, Messi scores the pen, Di Maria comes out with a nice ring. Di Maria played well, by the way, in that left, you know.
Always.
It's a soft pen. I think we could debate that.
Very
soft pen. I would have pissed as a defender.
Very soft pen.
But Dembele was lazy, though. So then that says a lot.
It was stupid from Dembele. So, but it's soft. Still soft.
Of course. It's very soft. But, you know, having said that, man, you know, and then Mbappe, I remember looking at something and saying 23-year-old. What 23-year-old scores a hat trick in the final, bro?
Literally just turned 24. He just turned 24 today as well, mad.
I don't care if it was 120 minutes or however extra time and stuff. Man put 3 pens, including the penalty shootout, against one of the world's best penalty stoppers. He sent him the right way a couple of times, and it's too much, man. It's too much. Mbappe, I know he's sad. I saw a lot of memes about him going back into the changing room saying that you guys have no future here and stuff like.
He's
the only one that showed up.
He's the leader. Yeah.
Because he's a G, man, and you can only hope for better. And he tweeted out, you know, a day after, you know, we'll be back. And then I see something on obviously TikTok the other day. One of my boys sent it in a group chat, showing all the young French players, and their future is very bright, man. But yeah, big up France, man. Argentina done well with the smallest defense is crazy. Taking off Giroud that early was a bit crazy, but it seemed to have worked, and that Dembele deserved to come off. But yeah, man, all in all, one of the most amazing finals I've ever seen. One of the best World Cups I've ever seen. So yeah, man, here's to the next one.
Facts. Here to the next one for sure. 100%. Big up our guy Joel in the building. Hope you're good, broski, man. Big up Joel. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, Joel plays for Livingston. He's ripping it up there. Long may it continue, man. Big up our guy Joel. Always.
Soon come Arsenal. We need a replacement, my guy. Soon come Arsenal. We need a baller like Joel to come in and do the business.
Joel plays on the left these days, isn't it? So, but still, hey,
do a job down the middle. We've seen it before. I mean, I ain't played at no high level, but he's taught me a new one a few times. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. No, big up Joel, man. And big up all the different saying shout. Hey, fair enough. But yeah, man. Jeff, Jalil's saying, so Jalil, basically, just to confirm, you already had Messi as the goal. This changes nothing for you.
No.
Or is your argument that they should be debated off their primes, not Messi getting this World Cup? Which one is your argument?
My one was it should have been debated. I mean, everyone should have had their goal a long time ago. I don't think you needed to wait till this World Cup. Even though, don't get me wrong, it cemented it, I don't think we needed to wait to see that he was the GOAT, man. Yeah, that
Agreed.
was what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, Jeff, you probably, well, I know you feel the same way, that this was just like a cherry on the cake, really. Nothing more, nothing more than that.
It's a personal want for him. Of course, he would want a World Cup. For like a fan, like it means nothing to me. Like if you win it, if you didn't win it, my decision was made in 2014. And like if you're a Ronaldo fan and you feel Ronaldo is the best, it should have been changed. It should have been that. Like it shouldn't change now. Like because Messi won a World Cup at 35 and Ronaldo is going out bad. I think that's the main reason some people will switch, because Ronaldo's gone out a certain way. It's now that, oh yeah, Messi's the greatest now. No, just when you pick a side, just stay there, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Like there's nothing wrong with standing on what you stand on. Like Ronaldo has all the accolades to back up you saying why he's the best. So if you feel that way, stand on it. Like there's no reason to change. Like and say, oh no, one World Cup when the guy's 36 in June is now the reason. Like I felt the way I felt because I've always felt that way. Like you don't have to change your mind on anything though.
No, exactly that. And yeah, I mean, I think we all had Messi as the greatest before the tournament even started. Like you said, Jeff, going back as far as 2014. I always used to say that the best player I'd ever seen was Messi in 2011. Maybe there was a period where, in terms of, that you could differentiate best and great. I guess that's maybe the argument that some people could say. So I guess now Messi's probably ticked both of those off, because if you're looking at just great World Cup, Copa America, Ligas, Champions Leagues, Copa del Rey's, Club World Cups, Super Cups, Ballon d'Ors. I mean, there's nothing more for him to win. It's literally complete, the resume. But I think now, legit, it's going to be hard to even have that debate anymore. I think now for a lot of people, because they're just purely going to look at accolades first for Messi, and he will have the best accolades.
Yeah, but it's so close. Like even the margins between what the headlines were and what they would have been if Kolo Muani scores that goal is just like, this is why you should just stay whichever side you were on, because if he scores and Martinez doesn't save it, then it'll be how many finals has Messi choked in? That's what it would be. And like that's exactly what it would be. It'd be like, is he even the best? Like it's all well and good getting your team there, but why haven't you won it?
Why don't you win when you get there?
Yeah, and that's literally it's literally a split second. Like even with that chance, 7 seconds later, the ball's at the other end, and Lautaro Martinez misses a sitter. Like he doesn't even get on target. So all that just means to me is wherever you were, just be there. Like there's no need to change it over 7 games. Pretty much to me. Like you should just be that. The game all in all was a great game. Though I'll say that. It didn't seem like it was going to be that.
It didn't, because I don't know if you guys agree, but for me, the first 80 minutes, I was sitting there saying, this is the worst World Cup final I've ever seen.
It was boring,
the first
man.
80, it was a contest.
Yeah, I'd say 60. Like 60 minutes. After 60, you see Argentina started panicking a little bit. France had their little small moments. But for the first 60, it was just like, did France know they're in the final? Like you commentator kept referencing, there's a virus and all that kind of stuff. It's like, virus or not, you're in a final. Like you gotta run through that. Like you can't just be this poor in the final. Like even Deschamps, like when he dragged Giroud and Dembele, I got it. Like
I fully got it. I know it was harsh, but
Giroud
had to come off.
If you get off,
Giroud had to come off. They both had to come off.
We need legs. Like this isn't a game for the target man who's gonna hold it up and bring other people into play. It wasn't working. Like Argentina was smothering France. So what else are you gonna do? Like you need some legs. And unfortunately, Giroud, you have to come off. Like you had a great tournament. It doesn't change it. But I'm sorry, like it happens to the best of people sometimes, man. Dembele too. Dembele was pretty poor in that first 40 minutes. Like he wasn't troubling.
He
was pinned back. Like he ended up being like he was having to help Kunde, and Kunde was getting cooked. So like they were playing the same ball.
Let's just Kunde, brother. Yeah, let's just. He's terrible. Let's just.
I wouldn't say terrible. I would say he's overrated because he's overrated by a transfer fee. If we're being honest, none of us, like he was at Seville are not the best of teams anymore. Like so, he's there and he's doing a decent job. And then Chelsea bid whatever they bid, and then he was on everyone's radar. That doesn't mean you're good though. Like Di Maria old schooled him. Like even the penalty, that's a stonewall pen because that wasn't him though. That was Dembele. But
that was Dembele.
On that right hand side, the way Di Maria got rid of Dembele and got straight across him, it's only one way that's gonna end: soft or not soft. Like if soon as I get across you and you knock into me, the optics look the way it is, and you're making a striker tackle at that point.
Yeah, no, that's why Dembele. I think there's a thing where on the replays it's mad soft because the contact was basically non-existent. But it's hard to be insanely mad about the penalty. Because if you play football, you know you can't make the mistakes that Dembele did. You can't dive in that way and then make the mistake of letting him run across you like that. You just got to let him run at that point. If you see him there, you have to just let him run across you and just whatever's going to happen.
Ego kicks in.
I've already made my fuck up.
It's over. Let someone else rescue it. Like, because
let someone else rescue it. I fucked up already. Like, I sold my team.
Your ego at that point is now like, I need to get it back. And then Di Maria is so smart, he's just waiting for the contact, and he got it. He got what he needed and went over.
Yeah, Di Maria was fantastic though in that final. I think for him, like this World Cup will do a lot in terms of when we're talking about wingers. I think this will do a lot for him because his resume has to be looked at properly, like Champions League final man of the match, Copa America final man of the match, World Cup final. For me, he was the best player on the pitch before he came off. Obviously, by the end of the game, you probably have to give it to Mbappe, probably by the end of the game.
Not Messi.
Or maybe McAllister. McAllister was also brilliant.
He was cold.
McAllister was fantastic for Argentina. So it's going to be interesting for him when he goes back to Brighton. Let me just add Rash in the chat. We got Rash.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Rash?
What's happening? Alhamdulillah, bro. It's good to see you guys. I ain't seen you. Feels like I ain't seen you for time.
I said that. I ain't been local for a minute.
Bro, a lot has happened, man. Obviously, I'm sure that you have started going into the World Cup final.
Yeah, man. We're just talking about Ed saying GOAT resume. I think he must be talking about. He's referring to Di Maria there. And yeah, Rash, we were just saying that for Di Maria, like that final, it just adds up to his resume, of Champions League final man of the match, Copa America final man of the match, World Cup, one of the best players in the final. He always turns up for his country when they need him. Even at club level for PSG, he's been brilliant as well over the years. So for him as a winger, when you look at him compared to others, and he's an old school winger where he can play both sides. He can play his right wing, but he can play his natural left-footed side, as we saw on Sunday. So, yeah, I don't know if you just want to speak quickly about Di Maria and then maybe anyone else in really in the game that really stood out for you. Oh, is Rash frozen?
It's frozen. I thought he's just been mugging.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I thought he was still there. Like, I can't lie. Yeah. But yeah, no. But yeah, no. I'll let Rash come back and answer that one once his Wi-Fi is fixed. Wait, what is back?
Yeah, I don't think it's working at the moment.
But yeah, I mean, but just talking about before we obviously 5 people in the building, smash the likes. We want to know from everyone watching now: was Messi already your GOAT? If not, who was? Obviously, I saw Jamie Carragher pull out his top 5 ever. I don't think he had Messi. Did he have Messi 1 before? But I think he now has Messi 1. I think he had Messi 1, Maradona 2, Pele 3, Ronaldo 4. That's CR7 4, and Zidane 5th. That's
before he did the list, Messi weren't on there, and now after Sunday, Messi's first.
No, Messi I think was 2 before.
Oh, okay.
Or it might have been 1 already. I'm not sure, but that's his top 5 in any case. And I was thinking what it might be fun for us to do is maybe later this week on like Friday or something. Maybe we do our own personal top 10s ever. And I think rather than rank them, I think it'll be impossible for us to rank a top 10 of all time that we all agree with. I think it'll just be fun for us all to list our own individual top 10 and see where we have similarities, disagreements, and then just kind of bounce it off there. Because I think I've got a good idea of who my top 5, 6 is in a rough order, but 6 to 10,
Gets murky.
It gets murky. It gets real murky still. But someone that might have a chance to be top 10 one day, Mbappe. I mean, that last 35, 40-minute performance that he put on Sunday.
Ridiculous.
I mean, where does that go down in iconic performances of all time, Jalil? Do you think? You know, you've got your Ronaldo way out of Madrid in 2005, I think. Like, you've got some iconic performances. I feel like that performance from Mbappe at the end, just like, yeah, he's in a different status now after doing that.
For me, our performances I'm just going to keep it to World Cup performances.
Oh, World Cup, yeah.
He's got to be top 3. And he ain't number 3. That's how crazy it sounds. It sounds crazy, but I've got to say it, bro. Win or lose, yeah, it showed heart. But people think, it's a penalty. The reason I don't think anyone understands the reason why a lot of people get clowned for missing.
No, you can't say that. It's just a penalty.
That's the point. We've taken a penalty. I've taken a penalty in a big game before, which I bagged. But man, like my boys didn't, like, you know, MK. But you get what I'm trying to say? I'm clipping this. I'm clipping this. No. That was in Spain. We was on tour. We was on a football tour. Me and the boys and that. But certain man missed their pens. Anyway, but yeah, sorry, bruv. To take a pen in a big game, bruv, against someone who clowns you right in front of you, yeah, who knows he can play mind games and make you go the way he wants you to go, so he can save it. Bruv, he's got to be up there from performances from.
As an individual one-game performance, you mean?
Yes, one person in the World Cup, not Champions League.
World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup.
I'm trying to think. Can you think of a performance?
But think about who scores hat tricks. Who scores hat tricks in the World Cup, let alone a final, bro?
Facts. No, that's facts.
Let alone a final.
That's mad red. No, that's facts.
That's why I got to get. That's why I said. That's why I said top 3, and he's not number 3.
I'm trying to think of a better singular performance than what he did that last 40 minutes. It's going to be hard. I need to think about it. I'm struggling to think of one that is as iconic as what he did that last 40. That last 40 was different.
Probably a couple, but yeah, his 40 minutes was ridiculous because he was like the focal point of everything. But Zidane, 98 World Cup final, he was amazing the whole game.
He was amazing in that one from start to finish.
Against Germany, when they won 2-0, 0-2 final.
You think R9 was as good as Mbappe was in that final? R9 was
Mbappe,
quality.
You could say this. Mbappe's 40 minutes is probably untouched because it was 45 minutes maybe where he was.
If we're bringing it down to that, that's untouched. Yeah.
He was for the first 75 minutes, nothing was happening.
Yeah, non-existent. Yeah.
So that when you break it down like that, there's probably a few performances you can compare. Like full performances. Mbappe's 45 minutes would still be up there because you just never see that. Like the guy go from quiet, like nothing happening, and then all of a sudden, like the penalty goes in. That second goal that's slept on. Like that's a very, very, very good goal. Like, even the header.
The header is amazing. Yeah.
It's dumb because he kind of fooled everyone. Like the way you thought he was gonna do something else. He just cushioned the header, span off, and he's gone.
He just dropped his chest back a bit to make you think, is he going to chest it? And then that allowed him to do the flick, head up. Then he could spin, boom. And then fair play to Thuram, nice little. And then Mbappe, he could have taken a touch there and try to finish, but man said, nah, I'm licking this volley first time.
Low as well. Like bounce just before it gets to Martinez. One of them ones where it's hard to save, man.
Yeah, that's hard to save. Yeah, no, that Mbappe performance was
Do you know what? I
Sorry,
think.
lads.
No,
No
The
worries.
way, the way my laptop just yanked me out of here like I shouldn't be here, bro. It was mad.
Yeah, it was mad still.
It was mad, bro. But yeah, sorry. Don't mean to interrupt you, Jay.
No way. I was just gonna say, yeah, I think there'll be a lot more talk around the World Cup final if somehow Mbappe managed to win it for the guys. If they won on pens, I think it will be spoken a lot more. I think the only reason I've spoken so much is obviously Argentina hasn't won it for a while. Plus Messi's there, and the debate became between Messi and Ronaldo sprung back up for some reason. But I think if Mbappe won it for them in that style, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's probably one of the best individual performances we've seen at a World Cup ever. I'm not saying he's number one, but he's top three.
Yeah.
He's not number three. He's got to be one or two. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Maybe Zidane takes it from 90. What Jeff said 98. But other than that, I'm trying to see who's individually done that, bro. 4 goals in the final, letting on the whole World Cup. Come on, man.
I'd have to really think. I couldn't make my decision right now.
I got to think about this world in terms of World Cup as a whole. Like, there's not many performances that I've seen that definitely not as iconic as that. Very few. Very, very, very few as what Mbappe did on Sunday. What do you think, Rash, in terms about Mbappe and what he did?
Mbappe's elite. No one can't take that away from him now. Yeah, the kid is. What was he? 23? 21?
23 today.
He just turned 23, didn't he? Yeah. Bro, he's elite. He's elite. He's putting up elite statistics up here. He's 23 years old. He's been to what? 2 World Cup finals. Won one. Runner up in the second one. Like, scored a hat trick in the final. Who does that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a brilliant performance from him. All right, not the whole entire game. First half of the game, they couldn't really get up to the forwards. I must say, like, it was good decision making by the Deschamps as well. At first, when I saw him take off Dembele and Giroud, I was like, oh man, what are you gonna do? Sit back on it? But he knew what he was doing when he was making those changes. But from the moment Mbappe got that first goal, he was on fire. That was it. It was his game. It was his game. It was him versus Argentina. You know, so I don't think anyone can say anything about the guy. He showed an amazing attitude this tournament. Yeah, he worked hard. Even when things weren't going his way, he played team football. You know what I mean? I saw him sit in a couple games as well, in the defensive half, to be that person who collects the ball, brings it up as far as it can to bring the team up as well. A lot of the times when we was expecting, or a lot of people would just expect him to run down the channels as well, he wasn't. He was checking, waiting for the team to come up, cutting inside, letting someone go in the overlap. It was very intelligent play from the guy. So I think everyone kind of just needs to leave him alone when it comes to the whole attitude thing, and that's what they're judging him by. Oh, he's got bad attitude. No one cares. No one cares. Yeah, there's a lot of guys who's got a bad attitude. They're terrific footballers, and all we do is speak about is their football. That's all I'm going to do for Mbappe from now. Speak about his football, because his football is immense. Like, he has taken the torch from Henry. He has done that. I think he has done that. He's the next one. He's the next one.
Yeah, and even when you speak about his attitude, to be honest, I know he's made a couple of mistakes, but it's nothing like that's irretrievable. It's nothing he can't come back from. It's just you're allowed to make mistakes when you're young.
He was a youth man. He has a few egotistical moments, you know what I mean, which any one of us would have got. I mean, sometimes when I'm feeling myself, I think I'm better than I am as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Imagine being that young and being the highest paid player on the team, president of your club, ambassador of your nation back home. Like, come on, man. I'm just saying that. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Of course, my ego would be going through the roof as well. So, and he's a young youth, so you know.
He's a young bug, man. But
brilliant World Cup from him.
Yeah, I think I saw today, like, Mbappe is 5 goals away from becoming the World Cup's all-time top scorer.
Yeah.
18 away from becoming France's all-time top scorer, and 10 goals away from becoming PSG's all-time top scorer.
Because what is it? It's 9, isn't it? With 15 goals or something like that.
It's closer now with 16.
Closer got 16.
Closer got 16 the other day, didn't it?
Yeah, in 2014. So yeah, he needs to. He's just 4 away, and Mbappe's got at least, injury permitting, 2 World Cups, probably 3 left.
I'll say 3.
Yeah, if you say 3, then
getting better with age now, isn't it?
If you say 3, he could reach 20 World Cup goals.
Yeah, I see it.
Possible.
He's on 12 already.
How old is he? So Mbappe, so he's 24 now. He'll be 28 the next one.
No, he'll be 27 next one.
23. He's 23 now.
Oh, sorry.
No,
So
he's 24 today.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what the 3 years, isn't it? Roughly, isn't it? Because the summer just gone.
Yeah, so it's going to be 27.
He'll be 27.
He'll get another one at 31.
31. And
if
then
if he's as elite as we think he can play till 35.
Exactly.
Messi did
We've seen
Ronaldo
Messi
did
did it. Zidane played at 34. Modric played at 37.
Seeing it now.
The 36.
Diets for footballers are much better. The training is much better. They're much better sportsmen. They're going to last longer in the game. So I think there's a lot more to see from him. I mean, we might even see one more Neymar. We might see one more Neymar.
I think we'll see one at 34. I think maybe Messi winning it might inspire him to say, you know what, I can do one at 34 if I have the right supporting cast around me.
Which you probably will have up front.
And things have to go your way too, because a few things went Argentina's way along the way, if we're being honest as well. But yeah, Rash, one thing you didn't get to speak about is just Messi. Obviously, we were saying it feels like a debate now has officially died in terms of the debate about who's the greatest of all time, whether that's him or Ronaldo or anyone else that people would throw into the hat, Maradona's, Pele's, etc. It feels like now maybe that debate can't be had anymore. What do you think? Do you think that's now dead, over already with this win?
1 second. Give me that wobble. Give me that wobble. Give me that wobble. Yeah. Messi, accolade-wise, he's won it all. So you would say he has to be the top. Yeah? But it's not just that as well. It's his personal performances as well. The amount of goals he's got throughout his career, the amount of hat-tricks he's got, the amount of assists he's got. That they just top too many charts. Do you know what I'm saying? Pele with the all-time goal-scoring record of 1,018 or something like that, something wild like that. And I don't care, Jalil. I believe him. Yeah. All right. Shaking your head. I believe him. Yeah. All right. Say nine. Yeah. So you know what I mean. But for someone to have the World Cup, Copa America, the leagues that he won over in Spain, the Copa del Rey's and all those ones all those cups that they've won, he's won it all. Everything that he could win at club level and international level, he's done. So can you say he is the GOAT of GOATs? I don't know. It's different like that. You put these players on the same pitch together, would it be the same thing? You put every single one of them in their prime on the pitch together, who would be saying what to who? Do you know what I mean? To me, it's always going to be Pele and Diego. It's always going to be Pele and Diego. It's like I'm from that era. I haven't seen, and I think it's probably because of the originality of them both. When they both was doing what they was doing, it was things that was not seen before by anyone. They were trend setting for the whole of, the future of football. What we are witnessing today is what them two originated with. Do you understand? So it's hard to say that someone is better than the originators of something. You know what I mean? It's hard to say that when you know that they don't. How can you say someone who derives his style from someone is better than the person who he derives his style from? Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's difficult.
It's very hard.
It's very difficult. Eras for eras, you can do that. And I can say if you put that era in a capsule, yeah, Pele, Maradona, Cruyff, these men there, just leave them there, and then you deal with the remainder. It's no question. Messi's the GOAT. He's the best out of everyone who come after that generation after that. Even Zidane, even R9, even TT, Messi's better than them all. Yeah. That's to me, that's the facts. The him and Cristiano Ronaldo argument, to me, it hasn't been an argument for ages. I don't know why people are still having that argument. I made up my mind a long time ago. I think Jeff made up his mind a long time ago, and ain't one game or one tournament or 5 tournaments even going to change that.
No.
And I erase a guy's career.
I said it before the tournament. Portugal could have won this World Cup and it would have done nothing. I mean, maybe for some people, with the way that people look at accolades now, it probably would have done something for Ronaldo a lot in terms of that debate. But I think for me personally, like in terms of as a player, Messi's always been a better player. So then it kind of if he's a better player and you have comparable accolades, you're better.
Yeah, and you also have to look at them. Look at them both now. You know what I mean? On their decline. What do they look like? When Messi has a bad game, he just looks like he's not trying. When Ronaldo has a bad game, he looks like he's trying and he's just not there anymore.
That's actually
Do you
that's
know
a
what I'm
great
saying?
way of putting it because that is facts.
Yeah.
That
So,
is,
and that's not me knocking Ronaldo, but when he has a bad game, the first thing I say is, he's old, man. Come on, man. He's old.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You expect him to still do that. When Messi's
He's-
having a bad game, I'm just check this guy. He's just lazy, but because you know he can just bring it out. Look at this World Cup. Look at it. He's the man of their team. He did a Maradona for Argentina. He brought them to the finals and won.
One thing I would say is, and obviously, Rash, you'd probably have more insight into this than myself, Jalil, and Jeff. I would say that as good as Messi was in this World Cup, I still think that Maradona in '86, from everything I've seen of that, was better than performed better than Messi performed in this World Cup. And that's only natural because that was prime Diego. So it should be.
Yeah, and look, if you're asking me that because you think I'm old enough, you're taking the piss. But if you're asking me because you think I may have looked at that because I focus on Maradona and that's my guy, then yeah. The moments you can't recreate the moments that Maradona had. Yeah, those moments are unforgettable moments. They're genius moments. They're just like, well, that's something that everyone remembers. What are we going to remember about Messi in this World Cup other than him winning the cup? What's that one moment?
Probably either the Croatia moment.
Exactly. And in reality, that was poor defending as well. I don't care. That was poor. I was
It was
blaming
poor.
because my man had the mask on his face, maybe. It was just confusing him
I
and stuff
can't lie,
like that.
yeah. Gabriel, that whole half, yeah. If anyone watches that half back from that whole half, he kept diving into Messi every time, and I'm like, bro, you're about to get spun in the wrong place if you keep
that
doing
doesn't
it.
work. Through
It
the
don't
years,
work.
we've seen players try to kill Messi, yeah, and it don't work. He just flicks his hair backwards and gets angry and does a madness. Yeah, he just does a madness, and that's what's happened again in that game. But other than that moment, I mean, look, even when I was saying what moment can you say for Messi, I was thinking about that moment in my head. That's it. That's the only thing. But when Maradona was playing was it 86?
86.
It was something totally. Every game that he had, he produced magic. Every game.
Yeah, no. So big up Diego for that, and big up Jamie in the building saying, "Rash, that's absolute nonsense. First of all, Ronaldo is older than Messi, and
What the
secondly,
hell?
Messi was terrible last year, and Ronaldo was on fire. Everyone was laughing at Messi. Now, big up Jamie. I think one thing I'd just like to say on that is first, yeah, Messi was not good in his first year at PSG. To say Ronaldo was on fire, United, I don't know. He scored 24 goals. I hear it. I know what you're saying, but anyone who watched him play, like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could say on fire. I think that could
The
be
thing
happening.
is, the mad thing is, but again, I think Messi had a bad season last season, but I think that's because he wasn't trying. I think he wasn't trying. I genuinely think he was getting paid too much. He was a celebrity status over there. I remember he was even saying, he's probably got a deal where he only has to play Champions League games. He's not taking. In our head, it was just he's not taking stuff seriously. That's all it was. Ronaldo looked like he was trying hard. Mean it, Jamie. Real talk.
Big up Ibby in the building. Hope you're good, bro. Saying Messi has been on top for so long and his level hasn't dropped for what, 17, 18 years now. I don't think there's even a conversation to be had. Yeah, I think a lot of people will struggle to have that conversation. Messi weren't even that great in this World Cup, says Jamie. Let's be real. I actually do agree with this. This wasn't prime Messi, nowhere near it. And he weren't even the best player in the tournament. Yeah, and Mbappe was the best player in the tournament. But Messi was still good.
He was good, this isn't the best good, Messi.
But nowhere near the best Messi. Like, if anyone who thinks this was anywhere close to real Messi, just because you're watching the TV and you're listening to these commentators hype up Messi doing a simple half turn and passing it back and saying we've never seen anything like it before. Yeah, this is nothing like prime Messi. Don't let them fool you. This is nothing.
If we're gonna say that, that's because we're not afraid to give ratings out here, boys. Let's rate Messi on the whole tournament itself out of 10. What would we give him? And come up with a collective, or we can give him individual.
Let me read out these last couple of comments, but that's actually a great question. But let me read out. It'd be saying, I wasn't alive for Maradona, but from what I hear, while his prime was insane, that prime only lasted about 3-4 years. Messi's prime has gone on for a decade plus.
The nature of the game was different. It wasn't 3 or 4 years, but the nature of the game was so different, man. There was alcohol and cocaine involved, man. You have to understand.
Yeah, and you know what it is. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I might be wrong. I personally believe that if Messi's prime was like 2009 to 2013, even though it was a 4-year prime, I would still quite comfortably sit here and say he's the best football I've ever seen.
Yes,
even if your prime is 4 years, if you're the best I've seen for 3 or 4 years, you are the best I've seen.
Exactly. You can't help what you've seen. Yeah,
you're the best I've seen. That's personally what I would say.
Trust me. And if it wasn't for the fact that my first look at this VHS videos about football was Pele and Maradona, and then the Arsenal ones. Look, you can tell my way of thinking. Look at my videos, Pele, and look how highly I rank him. Maradona, how high. Arsenal, I'm an Arsenal fan. That's how it went.
Maradona should be ranked that high, though. So
even if you said videos, I would understand. You said VHS. Damn.
I can't lie. I had the same videos.
I had the exactly. I think every young black guy who wanted to be a footballer had that Pele video, bro.
Had to have.
I had the VHS thing where you put it in and then push it down. Yeah.
Not in Italy, man, bro. The only video we saw in Florence was Batistuta, bro. That's all we were allowed to watch. Those were the classic videos, man. Then we slap the tape in and you just watch the real G's.
And Sampdoria day, Fiorentina days.
Fiorentina days, man. Messi, Ed's giving Messi an 8 for the tournament.
That's high. I would have given him a 7.
So, how many goals did Messi get, and how many assists did he get?
8. He got 7 goals.
7.
He got 3 assists.
And how many matches did he play?
7.
Well, about the 7 goals, there was like 5 were pens, man.
But pen, we spoke about Mbappe taking pens. It's not an easy job, bro.
I'm not saying it's an easy job. I'm not saying that, but to me, that can't increase your game level that you was playing in the game, because he wasn't having fantastic games. He scored the pen, but he wasn't having amazing games.
I think I hear why Ed says 8, just because like you kind of, obviously he didn't get a goal every game, but you kind of got a goal every game plus assist. He was, the thing is, when like if we looked at the game, it was quite crazy, because it's kind of something I saw with the Griezmann in terms of how deep he'll come in to get the ball and play off everybody around it and make something happen. He was the creator. He was putting all the balls. He loved his left foot, putting it around to Demio, who was on the left and that. So I'm not mad at that 8 though. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
The thing is, yeah, I would say of performances alone, I'll give him a 7. Because he won the World Cup, I'll give him an 8. But for his performances alone, I would say 7.
I hear that.
In my personal opinion. But because he won the World Cup, 8. Because obviously, I don't want to come across hating. Because we're not trying to hate on Messi. We're just trying to say, like, yo, like, appreciate him what he was at his best. Don't think this is him at his best. He's nowhere near that. Like, remember what he was.
He played like a 35-year-old, man. Like the most talented 35-year-old. But it's like at the same time, like he did what he needed to do. But like you just said, if you want to go see the best Messi, go watch 2011, go watch 2013, go watch him in the semi-final versus Real Madrid. You'll go see the real Messi.
Go watch 2009. Go watch 2010, man. Go watch 2015. Like, honestly, it's ridiculous.
It was cruising for him.
Literally. Big up Ibi saying different topic, but you think Neymar at this age has fulfilled what was expected of him. His injury record is insane. I always expected him to take that mantle. We could probably pick up this question in a bit because it probably links into Mbappe. So let's pick that up in a bit. Big up my dad in the building saying Pele first, Maradona second, big Ronaldo third for me. Big up my dad. I can't lie though. I know you don't believe this. He don't believe this. He's got
He
Messi
does.
on. He's got Messi on. He's lying. Ed knows.
We got Hillary, man.
When Pelé was playing, keepers did not have gloves. I mean,
Oh, go away with that, man.
Oh yeah,
They
that's Ed. though. Ed will say that for Pelé all the way.
They still went for it more than they would these keepers. Trust me, those keepers will say bricks with their hands.
Wow. We got Wyo in the building, saying Moroccan in the building.
Big up. Come on.
We'll speak on Morocco very soon. We'll speak on Morocco very soon. And spot on the boys. The best player in the world right now is Mbappe. Yeah, I think that's a fact right now. I think Mbappe is the best in the world. But just touching on that Neymar question quick, because someone, I don't know if someone was trolling me today, but one of my guys was saying he thinks that Mbappe is already better than Neymar ever was. I don't agree. What are you man saying? I think he'll finish his career as better.
You got to look at two. You got to look at two things. When that question, you pop the question back up. I just want to tackle it a bit and just challenge something about it. So, for Phil to be so, yes and no. Okay, I say yes because injuries will play a part. So you can't really expect someone with injuries to go that far with all the injuries he's had. I say no because when he come into the game, I'm sure people will compare him to a lot of Brazilian greats. And then after I believe the Barcelona one when MSN was there, they started comparing him heavily to Ronaldinho, right?
Yeah.
And then now that that's done, everyone's saying now Neymar's better than Ronaldinho and stuff. Well, you know, and they speak about accolades and stuff. And obviously we go off the eye test, we go off performance and everything. Ronaldinho did win a World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, a year after he joined PSG, if that's correct.
Yes, 2002, yeah.
It was part of the squad.
Yeah. Exactly. Neymar obviously done his business, but me personally, I'm not speaking for the whole team here. I had more expectations for the kid, but now have seen all the injuries that's played a part. And I always say it: if you get injured, I don't expect you to do shit because that shit is always going to come back up. Do you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'd be sitting here saying, "Yeah, Wilshire's the best midfielder in the world," because we know what he could have done. Do you know what I'm saying? DRB, sorry, even DRB, bro. We can say this.
So some DRB highlights yesterday, man. That was amazing.
Rash,
imagine what we would have been.
You know,
so slick.
That's the one that hits me. It hurts me more than Wilshere.
He was so slick with it.
That was our VR replacement, if we're being honest. Do you get what I'm saying? But
even for France, it would have been outstanding, bro.
He would have been, he would have done something, man. So, going back to Ibby's point, we expect a lot more, but because of injuries, we understand where he's at the moment. We can't criticize the guy for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Big up Wayne Tevez in the building. Hope you're good. Saying Mbappe is already better than Thierry Henry. What are we saying?
The torch has been passed. I wouldn't say he's better because he hasn't got more. I don't think he got more yet. He hasn't, has he?
No, he hasn't. Would you just say from purely as a player, what you're seeing now is better than you saw Henry in his prime?
No,
not yet. No. You can never say that.
That's what he's saying. That's what Wayne Tevez is saying. And
the reason why you can't say it is because in a game where the team that Mbappe is losing, you don't always have 100% faith that it doesn't matter. He's going to get the ball and he's going to score. That was always with Henry. We'll be losing 3-0. I didn't care. I'm going park to play football. When I come back, it's going to be 4-3. And Henry would have scored. Like, I knew it. Do you know what I mean? He had that consistency, that reliability. You just knew he would come and perform.
Time determines that, man. I can't say that right now you're better than Henry. You can say he's on par to be, because you can say this, and Henry joined Arsenal, 22? Mbappe at 23 is already a bit changed the World Cup 2018. When he started playing, they started playing better. And now this one, he was arguably the standout guy. So he's definitely on his way to be, but I can't say it. I can't speak for no one, but I can't say he's better than Thierry Henry now. No.
I think the torch has been passed and he's definitely setting himself up to be better than most, if not all of these guys, to be honest.
Yeah, and I guess I mean until the day when I'm seeing in a commercial about you when you got about lots of United players went after you, mugging themselves off and that, and You know what I'm saying? There's so much I can say. Yo, like, Henry's always up there, man. And he changed football for a lot of people, not just in France, but in the UK, all around the world. Everyone knows him. I'm not saying that Mbappe won't get there, but you can't say that right now because that's kind of disrespectful, in my opinion, with that question.
No, I hear that. We got 10 people in the building. So before we even continue, everyone take a second now. Smash the like button. It's the most important part for the algorithm on YouTube. So help us out with that. Do hit that like button. And if you're new to RBT, subscribe. Big up everyone for tuning in. While saying Neymar's class, but Neymar should have never left Barca, in my opinion. He left to establish himself, but it's backfired as now he is Mbappe's shadow, which proves he is not in the same league. I agree. Barca, he should never have left. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. He should never have left. He'd be saying, imagine DRB in our current team. Ooh. Oh, perfect. That perfect fit between Partey and Odegaard, that guy in between who can carry them. Oh, man. Yarby, what a player, man. It is sad what happened to him. Ed saying, Rash, where was this Henry in the final? Reliability, but only won 2 Premier Leagues.
And did you know the error we were in? Say that.
Come on, bro.
You can't say that like that's a penalty.
It's an insult or something. Yeah, that's not an insult.
Yeah.
Henry's got the second highest amount of free kick goals, or third now, I think it is, in Premier League history as well. Outfield player, bro.
Henry's free kicks were slept on, bro.
Crazy, bro.
Outside of that, he had 24 goals and 20 assists in a season.
In a season, bro.
Yeah, in the league.
Still hasn't been done.
It still ain't been top.
They tried it, and we cheated, and we kept that.
Oh yeah, trust that cheating in it with the boy in it. Yeah,
that was liberties. I don't care.
That was liberties. Anyone who knows what the boy did. But hey,
sure.
Henry deserves it for now, man. Someone else needs to take that. Mbappe done more than Henry already. No, you can't say that because remember, Henry was the top scorer of the 1998 World Cup.
Ed, Mbappe is much better than Ronaldo ever was.
Boy.
Okay. Jesus.
That hurt him.
Right, if you send them as well, okay, say no more. Henry scored 20 plus goals for 4 or 5 season rate, I believe, maybe even 6. And at one point, he was the best striker in the world from 2002 to 2004. So he's back at Ed as well. So Ed's got plenty of people on his neck now. And that's saying Mbappe's playing in the French league. When he starts playing in a league where he takes knocks week in and week out, then we can assess him.
Big up Hillary. He's got a point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Mbappe does PSG. I think I agree with that. I think he does need to leave PSG. But imagine how money would be if he won a Champions League with PSG. That's another little iconic thing that he had to his thing.
Talk would be nuts. The talk would be even crazier than it is now. Because even would one of the comments say that Neymar is not in the same league as Mbappe?
Oh, from wow, yeah, that's yeah.
See,
that's what he said.
That's what I mean. Like, I've said it for time. Like Mbappe's like Neymar's job at PSG was to drive them to a Champions League and be their star man. He's lost his role in star man and being the star man because Mbappe. The contract speaks for itself. We don't even need to go to ability. The contract he just got and being like basically a GM for your club at 23 speaks to what they think of you. And Neymar got bought for 220 million and still hasn't delivered what he needs to deliver. Playing well in League One doesn't matter, but it doesn't mean Neymar's not in the same league as Mbappe. Like that's the thing. Like Mbappe, when you're talking about the ability of the players, even what they bring, they're in the same
tier,
same level. I'm just gonna same tier. I'm just gonna say I would prefer Mbappe because you never know what Neymar is gonna turn up.
I would always, So I was gonna say I'd always prefer Mbappe to Neymar, because like you were saying, you know what you're gonna get from Mbappe. Like the boy's still hungry. Do you know what I mean? He's still hungry. Yeah,
the mentality with Mbappe is crazy.
Yeah, and to be honest, I haven't seen the Neymar of Barcelona at PSG yet, so I think that
never seeing that again.
Yeah, I think that speaks for itself as it is as well, man. It speaks for itself. I I think I might actually agree and say that Mbappe is better than Neymar. Like, yeah, I think I'd actually say that now. Because look, there are many players who can do skills, who can have their moments, who can have moments. There's so many players like that, great ability and stuff like that. But for someone to be a game changer, someone to be relied upon, someone who can drag your team to a finals, like you can do that. Neymar can't do that, bro. Like he actually can't do that by himself. He can't.
He
Like
improving.
there's been so many games when he's had the opportunity to take that mantle and he hasn't. He just loves himself too much. Do you know what I mean?
I think I even said it on the last one when you lot. Well, I think you lot weren't here. I said his approach play in a lot of these games is amazing, but when it comes to the final moment in a lot of these games, it just hasn't happened. Like you say, the 2014 World Cup, he was probably on his way to maybe doing it before he
That was his
broke his
best
back.
one.
Yeah,
That was
he
his
was
best
he was he was outstanding all tournament before he broke his back.
His
But
back, yeah.
you're talking about like when we judge football, like we go by the eye test. I love aesthetically pleasing players, but I also like efficiency. If you're talking about what we're gonna get from certain people, like we've had this debate before, Neymar and Bale, like in their prime, like who would we prefer? Been called crazy because I prefer Bale, but it's just about the efficiency. Like, okay, you've got all of these tricks, you're one of the most gifted players we've ever seen, but so what? Like, when it comes to a big moment and you're being shut out of a game, what else are you gonna do to get out of it? That's why some people might say that they have Ronaldo over Messi, and I can't knock them for that. They could say that
Clutch
in
moments.
certain primes or in their primes, Ronaldo in certain moments, if he's having a bad game, he's fighting out of it one way or another.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know what's funny? Sorry, John.
Yeah, go on.
I hear you, Jeff. But at the same time, I've seen Messi having a really bad game, bro. So many just isolated games. I remember do you remember just before he left Barcelona? It was like he didn't want to play no more. And then for games they'll be getting had up for the game, and then maybe about on the 76th minute, he'll just pick the ball up and run and score. And might bag a hat trick real quick, and he hasn't done nothing all game, but that's what like Messi does have that in his locker as well. But I hear what you're saying. The effort for Ronaldo will come throughout the whole entire game. He's trying the whole time to try and win. Whereas I don't think you're going to get that in a Neymar. In a big game when you need someone to score, I wouldn't, if I was a gambling man, I wouldn't bet the house on Neymar, but I would bet the house on Mbappe. I would to do it before the 90 is over. I actually would. So
And the thing is, as you're just to carry on from that, Rash, with Neymar, we've seen it a couple of times, like for Barca against PSG, when they came that mad comeback. He led that mad comeback to 6-1, and that's where you said, okay, he's the one who carried the fight that night, not Messi, not Suarez. The problem with Neymar is that I still have to put that caveat of at Barcelona with Messi and Suarez. I always say when he was at Barca, he had to play with a level of sense, with a level of I can do my tricks, but I can't go over the top. When he's not at Barca, it's like I don't want to say it and come across in a bad way. He plays like he's entitled a little bit. He plays
He wants to take the piss out of people.
He plays like I'm allowed to take the piss out of you openly, not even discreetly like Ronaldinho would, where he would just rip you and afterwards you're like, oh, I got ripped. And then you realize it. Neymar will openly want to rip you to your face and then be mad when you kick him and be like, what's going on? What's going on? And then just start doing stupid shit. That's why, like, for me, when he's on his own, I just can't trust Neymar to play sensibly. I just can't trust him to play sensibly. He plays like a madman when he's on his own.
Jeff, how many times have you said you saw Neymar just in his own half doing kick-ups or doing some sort of mad shit getting tackled?
No. Honestly, guys, sorry to interrupt you, Jeff. Before you say
go on, bro.
Remember that game when they lost the semi-finals to Man City in 2021, I think, right? Anyone, please, I beg, go and watch the second half of the second leg when the tie was over and look at some of the things. was doing in his own half when they were losing.
in front of the box, just in front of the box.
And trying to flick it over people's heads and then losing and then just whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, like, that's my thing with him. Like, that's always been my thing with him. Like, ability wise, maybe top 5. Like, he's with a lot of the greats in terms of natural ability, but you think it's a game. Like, you think you can just do what you want sometimes with no repercussions. Even happened in this tournament. Like, that first injury, a lot of it is probably to do with him. Like, you're messing around, taking the piss out of people, nutmeg, looking him in their face like, oh yeah, you prick, just nutmegged you. And then you're wondering why you're getting kicked everywhere and your ankle's the size of a balloon on a Saturday. Like, no,
man,
leave the tricks alone, bro. Do something else.
Yeah.
Neymar, man. What guy? Let me read some comments. Ed saying Henry was a sideman for France. Let's keep it real. The most overloved player.
Yeah, I understand if you never had TV for 10 years. I don't know what was going on. John was watching TV, you weren't, but I don't know what was happening.
That man had to do the chores.
Big up Ibby said, I need anyone to try and recreate the Ronaldinho goal versus Chelsea. Ice cold hope someone tries it out. Ain't never happening, bro. No. It ain't never happened.
The one when he almost kicks it, like he fake kicks it and then he chips it on.
Yeah. It was like a little toe peg. It looked like.
Yeah, the toe peg.
Yeah.
We got Fanak saying, OMG, I'm so sorry I'm late, but hello, gentlemen, John, Jeff, and Rash. Oh, and look who's back. Jalil, where you been hiding? Jalil's back in the building, baby. Jalil's back in the building.
I'm back still.
About Argentina winning, but congrats to Messi, but not to Argentina.
I'm with you.
Top 4 in the world. Feel like they're going to come back stronger next time. I hope so.
Let's hope they don't end up just being like another Cameroon case and stuff and having a brilliant one and then kind of being just mediocre thereafter. Let's hope that they can be one of the forces to be reckoned with. I really would like that.
Agreed.
It would be good.
I think they will.
It would be good.
I think they will.
Yeah, because they'll come back stronger. We're talking in 3 years. There are some players that I've seen them like, who's this doing? Because if you don't use clocks, they played to the wings. Them wingers were killing it. Ziyech obviously might not be there next time. Hakimi will be there next time, but they had someone on the left. I thought, he's killing it. And they just kept calling the left or the wings. They didn't go down the middle once, coming to the box headers and everything. They played well.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they'll be the same because it's like a perfect storm, man. Like it's great. I hope a lot of their players that played well get shots though, like because a lot of them earned the right to go and have their shot or a bigger team. Like Unahi is, I think he is Amrabat. People like that earn their way to go and get another chance. But as a whole team, to be fourth best in the world, like is a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Massive.
So to do it again, like even like some of the teams we're mentioning that got knocked out along the way, that's going to be very, very tough to recreate. If they can do it, salute to them. That'll be amazing. But yeah, it's going to be very, very tough for them to do, man.
Do you know on the back of that, us we might be guilty of still not rating them to their ability, and I think that was a mistake of a lot of clubs that faced them in this World Cup as well. They didn't give them the credit where it was due and probably gave them their true ranking in regards to their true ability. I mean, even now, we would rather, and this is me, should I say rather, but I would rather say they got a good run and it kind of was like the pathway was made for them, but actually it wasn't. They played some hard teams. They knocked out Portugal on the way. They knocked out Spain on the way. They had to play France. You know what I mean? They hadn't conceded in the whole tournament except for the goal that they scored against themselves. And that was until they reached the quarterfinals. Like they was there. So I think what I'm hoping is that this isn't just a case of it was just a magic moment for that club and that country at this time. I'm hoping that these are players who are actually got ability that we was just overlooking because they were Morocco. And now we're going to be able to see what their players can produce in the future as well as many other African teams as well. You know, a lot of them that we know had the ability, and maybe if they had full squads and stuff like that, they would have done a lot better this year. Maybe this World Cup was kind of the World Cup for change, and to be get a little bit of recognition and exposure for yourself. And it was a pity that certain countries didn't make it because they've got really good teams as well, and I think they would have done well in the World Cup. But it was Morocco. Morocco had the fairy tale story, and let's just hope it's something that they can kick on with now. And I've been talking about it in my other part in my other WhatsApp group. I'm slow, so I didn't know there was like a Champions League for African teams level for African teams and like it is for America and Europe and stuff. I didn't
Isn't that
realize
quite
there was that.
recent?
I think so, but there is. I know there was one. I was getting schooled by my guys. I was just like, well, where have I been living under a rock? I didn't know this even happened. But apparently, like the Egyptian sides are the ones who always win it. There's an Egyptian side that always wins it,
Oh,
the Champions League. But now, because of this, I think there's certain amount of other teams from other nations are now going to be able to come in, or a lot more, or something like that, which is going to be good.
okay.
And we've seen from the levels of the African Cup of Nations how that's kind of improved over the years, and there's got a lot more awareness and a lot more of exposure, and a lot more people are tuning into that now. It was a good advert for the African Champions League as well. I had no idea about it, but now I'm intrigued because there's some people who watch it and they say, actually, it's kind of dope already. But seeing the displays from the World Cup and the African nations last year as well, I think it was just really good account for themselves for the African teams. Like, well done to them.
Yeah, no, definitely big up to Morocco. And I think just before we finish up, I think one of the closing pictures of this World Cup was Messi putting on the traditional Arabic robe right at the end before he got to lift the trophy. I think it's called a bisht. If I pronounced that, probably pronounced that wrong. But I know that in the culture, it's a huge honor to that. Like, it's a massive honor. A lot of people not happy about it.
I say
Some of my guys in my group
two
have
media
said,
people.
I didn't know it had any
yeah,
bad
yeah,
feedback.
I've seen. Obviously, have you not seen like articles and stuff? Like, quite a few people were
I've
not
seen
happy
pictures.
that he covered the shirt and everything. Why did they put it on? For me, I
That's
love
Gary's
it.
fault, bruv. That's Gary's fault. He was the first one to say that, bruv. And do you
What
know
did he
what?
say?
To be honest, this whole tournament, like, Gary let me down, bruv. Like, I like Gary Lineker, but the whole tournament,
Oh,
he just let me
Carolina,
down, bruv.
he embarrassed. He embarrassed
His character was a certain way. His tone was always a certain tone. His attitude
Oh, he couldn't change his
towards the
tone.
World
Oh,
Cup, it was just if you would watch him, you'd think he was just somewhere where he just didn't want to be the whole time. And to do that in an event that was actually amazing, and the fact that how does Qatar have the best World Cup of all time in my eyes? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that was a
In a
brilliant
lot of
World
people's
Cup.
eyes. In a lot of
Yeah,
people's eyes.
there's
that was
quite a lot of
certainly
people now.
yeah,
There's quite
that
a
was
lot of
certainly
people that have said that. Yeah.
that was the best World Cup final I've seen. But
Oh, World Cup final,
yeah,
100%.
but I've seen a few World Cups. I've been watching World Cups really from Italia 90. Yeah, that was the first one I kind of caught an eye on. The next one I was involved, World Cup 94. Do you know what I mean? But out of all of them, I don't care. This one was actually the best one. It was the most entertaining. Like, every round, it was the better scheduled timings to watch the games as well. I think the atmosphere, the fact that there was no bad press other than people trying to like knock the country for its belief systems and stuff like that. There wasn't no hooliganism. There wasn't no police beat up X amount of people in the streets. Shops got mashed up. Women got dealt with in a certain way. There was none of that. Like, absolutely none of that. How can anyone say that this isn't one of the most, if not the most successful World Cup there is?
I just think when you speak about Gary Lineker specifically, he just couldn't change his tone, because I think even afterwards when he was looking back at the World Cup, he was saying, like, overall you could look at the tournament and say it's a success. He was like, yeah, and even like, no arrest linked to alcohol. I guess that's a good thing. And I'm like, the way you said, I'm like, bro, like, do you not realize how much of a good thing that is?
Yeah, in a World Cup.
Like, no arrest linked to alcohol. Like, Come on,
he
like,
said all
It means
this.
everybody
need to
behave themselves.
you don't need to drink to enjoy a football game.
Exactly.
Like,
That's a fact.
but yeah, Gary Lineker, yeah. For me, he embarrassed himself the whole tournament. I've seen a lot of people call him out for it. I think he's probably seen it, whether he cares or not, probably not. But yeah, the whole coverage from a lot of people was bad. Was bad.
I think
It was bad.
Qatar handled it well, though. I mean, they just killed.
They did.
They just killed their audience with kindness. Yeah, everyone who was at the tournament just had nothing but good to say about the hospitality and the treatment of themselves over there. Everything, I was a bit skeptic to go over there because I was hearing A, B, and C, but no, it was really lovely. I'll come back in. I even saw one white guy said, "I'll become Muslim. I'll become Muslim." Yeah. He said, "Yeah, I went on a tour to the mosque. Yeah." He was excited about that. He was like, "Yeah, I'd even become a Muslim. I learned about it," and I'm just like, that's when you know you've done something really good, where you've shown people whose culture is totally different from yours, and even their belief systems, and even their belief system of what they believe you are, is so one way inclined. For them to have an experience that lasts 4 weeks or so, less than that, and they come back saying, I like this place so much and I like these people so much that I am willing to get rid of my values, religious values, or even because it's hard to change your values after 9/11, what you think about Muslims. It's very difficult for some people, some people aren't educated enough to then say, do you know what, that's them, this is them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? To have that be able to put on such a show and hospitality where people's mindset can change totally, where they want to actually become part of what you are, that goes to show you've done a really good job, bruv. Done a fantastic job. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So someone's got to start coming out from a major broadcast to say what a great show they put on. Do you know what I mean? Someone's got to do it.
Funny enough, I think Piers Morgan did it, didn't he?
You did?
I saw that.
I can't lie. Since this World Cup ended, I kind of just tuned out of everything. So I didn't even know like Gary Lineker said anything like untoward or did anything on. I had no idea.
It was on the World Cup final day, wasn't it? He said all of that. I think he said all of that on the World Cup final day. He even was the first one to complain about them putting on the Sheikh thing on Messi.
So you said two people. So it was him and who? So it was him and who?
Who else was in the studio?
Obviously, a few newspapers here, they said why, etc. A few people online. To be fair, some of my friends, they said, "Oh, Rod, I kind of felt it." For me, I love that. For me, that was because I wanted France to win, so I was upset. But when I saw that happen, I was like,
you can't have one.
I wanted one. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how.
Give me one, bro. That's like royalty.
Messi, I didn't want one before. As soon as Messi put, I was like, "Cool, I have one of them."
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Look into
when you go to buy in that, like there's those kind of gals out there and that, like you see people wearing when you go to the desert and all this. Do you know what I mean? And I'm going. God willing, next year at some point. And I'll be sending a picture straight to Rash. Hopefully,
where you going? Hold on, where you going?
To Dubai.
Are you going to Dubai?
And I'm going to Qatar as well, mate. Straight off.
Come where? Come where?
What did I say? What we talking? What's Qatar?
So where you going? Where you going?
Qatar. He's saying going.
Are you going Qatar as well afterwards?
Yeah. Link up? What link up?
No, bro. On a regular day, Qatar is expensive, bruv. Good for you in your pockets. Chilo's made it, y'all. He's going on holiday. Chilo's going on holiday.
Yeah, Dubai.
I knew I was gonna leave this. I knew I was gonna leave.
Shit, that man there. I need to get back. I need to get on what you are on, bro.
I'm going Turkey this year as well.
Jeez.
We'll talk about this
and Dubai.
We'll talk about next year. Next year I'm going. We'll talk about I've got bare watches. Where do all these watches come from? Bare full stones, bro. Hey, come on, let's change the subject.
Big up Ibby saying, I agree completely. I don't think it was the best in terms of quality, but the drama more than made up for it. I think quality-wise, it wasn't the best per se, but entertainment-wise, there was a lot of entertainment, and the final there was a lot of quality too. In the final, there was a lot of quality too. Big on my dad saying the West struggle to accept when others do better than them. Facts.
Pretty much. That's pretty
Well,
much
when-
summed up in
Yeah.
10 words.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It sums up everything. And big up Sahan saying CR7 in the mud. Hey Sahan, I thought you were a CR7 guy, bro. You were a CR7 guy. When you come
I
through,
don't know why I love that saying so much in the mud. Oi.
Yeah. Hey Sahan, when you come through, you pull your shorts up, bro. I thought that was close CR7. What's going on, bro? Hey,
Yes,
Hey,
I had.
Ronaldo's still getting shots. Imagine.
Hey, brother, I felt. Do you know what I was thinking? Like, I was listening to in the group chat. World Cup final. What it was Ronaldo is under pressure right now. Ronaldo is feeling this right now. Bro, what if he's not feeling nothing? What if he's just watching the World Cup final? Like, well, man, bro, Messi did it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he doesn't really give a damn. The thing that kind of made me chuckle, yeah, was I didn't know Ronaldo's missus was Argentinian. That must have been awkward.
Yeah,
Well, his son's, was it you who told me, John? His son's favorite player is Messi. So life is such as life, but he's got to crack on, man. Like,
I mean, three of Ronaldo's kids are half Argentinian.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure it ain't that serious, man. He probably just has a persona to play. It's funny though.
Jeff, it is that serious, bro. You see what Ronaldo's sister came out with on Instagram, saying that the Qatar World Cup was the worst World Cup of all time. They're just casting the World Cup bare. Like,
that's his sister. That ain't him.
Nah, but come on, man. You know how it goes. If your family speaks out too often about the same thing, they are speaking on your behalf.
Well, if it was that serious, then he might not have been with an Argentinian woman. If it's that serious, like ain't that serious? It's just
look. I know certain men that go out with. I know certain men who get with girls from other nations so they can look at the mandem from that nation and say, "Haha, look what I got." You get me? Maybe that was Ronaldo's intentions, but it backfired, bro. Because now his whole house is celebrating, yeah. And then men they're sitting there with the stink face.
I personally, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, other than people chatting, obviously all these pundits and everything debating this and everything, I think Ronaldo's happy for Messi and Argentina as a whole. I don't think he has any animosity other than people obviously in his messages now saying, look, you're crap. Messi beat you to it and stuff. I think, well, great players know great players. You know what I'm saying?
You're crap.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they'll say stuff like that. Look at the French players missing their pen. They now get abused like Saka, Sancho, and Rashford. People just chat shit. But I feel like he's too high on status that he's made it in life where he knows he's one of the great. I don't think he needs to win a World Cup to be amazing in that. So I think he's happy, man.
I'll say competitively, he's probably not happy. Of course not. But at the same time, it probably ain't to the point where it's that you're going to be taken out on your misses and that. Like, life goes on, bro. Like, I'm still one of the most decorated footballers in history. Life goes on.
Jeff,
what's up, bro?
Ronaldo cries. We see him cry. We see him cry.
He might have cried when it happened.
He might be crying in his house right now. I see that guy cry.
Funny. I see something. Do you know what? This is why TikTok, Twitter, all these social media is bad. Yeah. Someone messaged Ronaldo's missus that saying, "Oh, let me know when you get discounts in Gucci or something." Because she used to work there, innit? So she's got him back.
Yeah. I saw something like that as well.
Social media is bad.
Well, they messaged her in her thing. That's crazy.
But what's crazy is I didn't know that this was a thing. I'm sorry to come off the subject, but do you remember that little 7-year-old girl who took the piss out of Ronaldo when Morocco beat?
Yeah. The mum did not apologize, by the way.
What?
No.
I don't know about this.
I heard that people was abusing a little young girl, little 7-year-old.
Yeah, people are weird, bro. People
bro.
On her TikTok page and stuff. And was
bro. There's
people are weird because she laughed at Ronaldo. People insulted and you might as well say virtually beat down a 7-year-old girl.
Oh, yeah.
I think her mum came out on there, said that she was really upset or some other stuff.
No, but that's the thing, Rash. The little girl came out today,
happy, smiling, I lie.
To say that woman who came out with a 1-minute apology was not even her mum.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't even know what you lot are talking about.
Mad. She was saying, the girl, she's traumatized. You lot did this. She doesn't.
No sense.
So wait. Stop.
You know why it's funny?
you
Sorry.
seen it, Jeff?
Let me catch up.
Sorry.
let
Do
me
you know
catch
why
up.
it's funny? Do you know why it's funny? Because I saw a video of the girl and it's saying like, "This is the girl." And she was so happy. You get me? I was like, oh, she's fine. Do you know what I mean?
So
But at the
wait,
same time,
let me understand. So a 7-year-old dissed Ronaldo, then
and the world got onto her.
everyone, the whole world dissed her on TikTok, and then
Yeah,
someone who
whole-
wasn't her-
I know someone who dissed her. I was like, you should be ashamed of yourself.
No, and then then someone who wasn't her parent came out and apologized for the little girl.
Yeah, and the little girl came
But
up today to
also
say that it was her
explained
mum.
what the little girl is going through as well.
Yeah,
off of the back of it.
yeah.
Fake.
What is
Jeff, honestly,
that's the
if
most
you're
disturbing part of the whole story. Like this is the 7-year-old online. The internet is that they diss
It gets
anybody.
that way.
They diss a baby. If a baby's online, they'll say, "Yeah, the baby's ugly." So
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
there's a spokesperson for a 7-year-old that no one knows.
Bro,
They probably just hate seeing all the messages and just try to just fake
that
it.
No, but
person-
are you doing that
person
on
just
someone's
wanted-
behalf?
She
trust me
wanted
that you don't
multiple
know.
shares. She just wanted multiple shares on whatever
This is
platform
sick
she had
world.
that.
Mad, but Rash, you know the mad thing is that woman who did that didn't even put a face to it. She just put a voice to it
Yeah.
and
It
said
was
that
a
the
black
little
screamer
girl,
fighting.
and she was saying the little girl is now not able to eat. She's
Mhm.
stressed, and the little girl comes out today and does a video saying, "I've been eating well.
Yeah.
That's not my mom." I'm like, yo, this all happened because Ronaldo fans said, "Yo, who the hell's this 7-year-old enjoying life?"
Yeah,
Yeah, nah, man. Social
Nah, that's the
media.
worst part of the story to me. Like, what is that?
Yeah, that's the worst part. Someone fully said, "You know what? Let me make a 1-minute video saying I'm the girl's mom and she's going through this."
It reminds me
Any-
back in the days. You remember Heroes? You remember Heroes back in the day? You know, you do something bad and you're running down the street, and then someone else will contact you. You're like, bro, you're not even the feds. What's wrong with you? Like, leave me alone. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, them ones.
You gotta hate Heroes. You gotta hate Heroes, bro.
Yeah. We got Ibby saying, still makes me laugh how they had an 8K Ultra D high definition camera already and kept it on Ronaldo as he was crying. They brought the highest tech for that moment. Let the man cry in peace. Yeah, no, facts. There was one point that the camera was so clear, it started becoming blurry. Like it was becoming too HD. That's how close they were to him. Like
Those cameras are nuts. They follow you way in the tunnel now. Like it doesn't stop at the pitch. It's way in the tunnel. They're still
You know what I'm saying?
videoing.
It's like, cry, baby. Cry me a river.
Wow.
They love it. They love it.
I know, man. But yeah, man, I think yeah, what a crazy game. And I think you know, now we know that the Premier League is back in next Monday, Boxing Day. So we'll probably do a show later this week to look ahead to that because I think it'll be good to get our Premier League heads back on. Because
Maybe
yeah,
we
after
can
that
even
World
talk
Cup,
a few transfers as well before we go in as well. Some transfer rumors.
no, definitely because the transfer rumors will now be kicking off properly, and especially with the World Cup, there's some players like Jeff said, Unahi, the one from Morocco.
Yeah, he's gonna get
Yeah,
spoken about.
he's going to be well coveted. He's going to be well coveted, and a good few
Facts.
players will be McAllister, Brighton. There's a few
Hey.
man.
Oh, shout out McAllister, World Cup winner.
Imagine you just won World Cup. You're going back to Brighton and Hove Albion.
But I already said it, bro. No one in Brighton can chat to me if I'm McAllister. No one.
Nah, no one.
No one.
Yeah, he might.
No one.
If his agent does his job, he'll be out of there by the end of January.
You should be out of there by January the 1st. In reality, I would be like, yo, I'm a World Cup winner. And I actually played. You know
Would
what I
you
mean?
have him at
He played
well.
He played
I
well.
actually played. Yeah, come on, man.
Would you have him at Arsenal?
He wouldn't be my standout, no.
I would rather Hernandez.
Hernandez?
Is it
Hernandez?
Bruno
Fernandez, you mean?
The young buck. What's
The
his name?
young one, Fernandez.
Fernandez.
Yeah,
What's his name
Enzo.
again?
Enzo
Enzo Fernandez.
Fernandez.
Enzo.
Yeah.
all
He's
day.
going somewhere else, I reckon. I reckon he might go
Yeah.
United. So.
I don't know.
I reckon he won't go nowhere yet.
We
Yeah,
need
probably-
someone.
I am picking McAllister probably, but because I think we probably can get better players, but he should have an open floor on where he could go.
Yeah,
Lads, before we go, I just want to ask your opinion. £2 million Depay. Would you?
Hi, yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah, 2 million is low risk. Yeah, why not?
I agree.
I don't like the pie at all. But if you're talking about cover and his contract expires soon enough, and you just sign him on for a quick 18 months, and it's £2 million, then yeah. If you're talking about
Makes
anything
sense,
longer than that, then no, because I think he stinks, personally.
I think that 2 million would be a good deal to get the pie. Like that's a,
Fantastic deal. It's a
I'll be that's
fantastic
a
deal, isn't
fantastic
it?
deal. The pie is
It's a
he's
no-brainer for 2 mil.
inconsistent. He's inconsistent, but when he's good, he's a good player, and he can do a job up top. He's got very good hold up play. Like, yeah, I'll take him for 2 mil. I think we might get him, to be honest. We might.
I mean,
Kane needs some help up there. I'm gonna say that. Like, I know he signed his contract for this, but
I saw him going foul the other day for that miss against Juve.
oh, bro,
are they hitting
Bro,
the post?
it's worrying
Yeah.
though, man. 'Cause it was that's a goal, really. That's a goal. You don't miss those.
I just think because he's not like he's a decent striker, but
Yeah.
anyone, even like the Jesus was just getting stick for not scoring. So
Fact.
imagine what Nketiah is gonna get if Jesus is injured and we've got no support. He's gonna get
Oh
killed.
no,
So he
Nketiah
needs,
is about to hold mad corn.
yeah. So he might as well get some support, especially if we're gonna have more games. FA Cup, depending on how far we go. Europa League's coming back up in February. So and we don't know when Jesus is back. We don't know if we're trying to trick people and he's actually got shorter window to come back, or if he's really injured, like badly, and it may be longer. So if we can get some cheap respite, why not?
All I know is that I need to go back to the gym because I almost injured myself stepping out of the shower. Man, then
What?
listen, it gets real when you reach ages like this. Be careful how high you lift your legs. Trust me.
You need to go do some yoga, my boy. You stepped out of the shower and got
Trust me,
injured.
trust me, bro. Hey, I'm not even playing with you, bro. On Instagram, there's some like man, he's like some yoga dude, and he does some stretches. So, bruv, I imported his whole game, bruv. Yeah, in the mornings now, that's my thing, stretching.
Yeah. You gotta do that.
Stretching is a great thing to do. We should be doing it now as well, man. Stretching. Everyone should stretch in the morning.
Facts.
Yeah, man. Before we do anything.
Yeah.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
What about
God.
no, man.
Go.
No. Don't go.
I just clocked. This guy's a mad man. Oh yeah. Now listen, people, it's been a great show. Make sure you smash the likes. We're hopefully going to be back later this week on Friday to preview the Premier League coming back. So that should be a fun one. Boxing Day fixtures and that a few days on Boxing Day. So yeah, make sure you tune in for that. Like I said, subscribe to RBT. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. So big up everyone. Always great engagement today. It was a really good show. So yeah, man. Big up everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Enjoy the rest of your weeks, and we'll be back and to see you
John,
this week.
One more comment. I think we should read. It just popped up from Ibi. Last comment.
Let me just read this last comment from Ibi saying, "Great stream, brothers. Took my mind off personal stuff. Much appreciated. Continue the great work. Hope the podcast grows and grows." Ibi, that means a lot, man. We appreciate it, bro. Always showing us mad love, man. And hopefully one day, bro, you could even come on the show, man. If that's something you'd like to do, we'd love to have you on. Chop it up, talk Arsenal, man. So no, I appreciate that coming for real, man. That's what it's all about. And a great way to end the stream, man. So big up Ibi, man. Big up everyone that's tuned in. And love and peace. We'll be back, people. See you. Peace.
Love.